was done. First time in a long time that we haven't won a home conference game, and it's pretty stressful. So, tough all the way around. We fight the process too much. They're just better than we were, especially on offense, especially at quarterback. Guy played great. Bleed a lot of passes. We got good pressure on him, but he found open routes, and we cut him loose in the back end. Lost a little bit of our eye discipline on defense, and it gave them too many points. We got down in there close and couldn't score touchdowns. And I knew it wouldn't, that opening drive, the question would be, Kramer, why don't you guys kick a field goal? Great. They would beat us 40-23 or whatever. So I'm not real. We have to score touchdowns to win, and you can't even get close in this situation at 2-7 and now 2-8 and not score touchdowns when you get down in there close. So kicking field goals is not the answer. What's the answer is to play better so you don't have to kick a field goal down in there. I'm proud of the senior class. The guys have acquitted themselves better than you can possibly imagine in so many ways that are underneath the radar. In classroom, in the classroom, and in the classroom. Man. Their overall GPA is not only outstanding, but it formed the core of what we were trying to get to APR-wise here a couple years ago when we were, along with a few other have-not schools, one of the worst in the United States. So I'm proud of what those guys have accomplished. I'm disappointed we were not good enough in certain areas to be able to compete today. Some of those guys, hopefully they realize that they can play better and will play better in the future, because we're not as good a quarterback as we need to be. We're not. We fight the process a little too much, and it shows in how hard it is offensively to try and string things together. Questions?
You mentioned the home season, home record. Is there anything specifically you think went wrong at home, or is it just kind of...
The home season was done when Portland State ran the kickoff back after we went down the field against a very good defense that scored a touchdown, then kicked off, and they ran it all the way back. Could have rolled us up and put us away right then and there, because it showed on inadequate we were going to be in a lot of areas. Kicking, covering, which is our 2 defense, which meant that our 1 defense was probably not going to be great. There were so many tattletale things that went on in that kickoff return that could not get fixed this season. I knew what we were headed for as Portland State went down the field in that kickoff return. I knew that this is the way this was going to go. I knew it. I tried everything. We tried everything in our power to right it, and we haven't been able to fix it. And part of it has to do with the cadre, C-A-D-R-E, of our defense. And the cadre of our defense is not good enough personnel-wise to be able to play kick games. And when you can't play kick games, then everything else falls apart. That means that your starting unit's probably not real dynamic either, and we're not dynamic enough on defense. You lose Mario and Tyson, okay, that's a long excuse. I've said it enough. That's enough. We lost Cody Sorensen to just a unbelievable down marker injury at Sacramento State. That's just that kind of year, It's just that kind of year. So, unfortunately, we're unable to hold the fort on offense because we're inadequate at quarterback. Even though we returned 9 starters and a very disciplined, up-tempo unit that could play, today we started battling. We've never been able to have all 5 starting offensive linemen healthy, and again today that was an issue. We saw no Skylar Phillips, and of course Chase Collins went down. All of a sudden we're back to playing guys that are just a little too young to play, and their sack fumbles in the first half were the tail of the tape because they thwarted 2 drives.
What do you mean by that? We fight the process too much.
We don't listen. We don't pay attention. We don't do what you're asked to do. We fight the process. A lot of people think they know how to play a certain position. They have a lot of preconceived notion. We have to uncoach a lot of coaching, and guys won't accept the coaching. And they've proven it over and over and over again during the season that they are still. I still haven't been able to white out the bad coaching they've received in the past, and that especially begins at quarterback, because we are at quarterback. I mean, we can't function, and we're a passing offense. So, why didn't you run the ball more? Because we're not built for it. And we don't drive block anybody, ever. We don't even try. That's not our goal. Our goal is to pass pro and give you time to spit the ball at quarterback. And when your decision-making at quarterback becomes scattered, and it was scattered, we play like today. And that's what you get. You get down 24-0, then you're going to show flashes of brilliance. Does that not sound like every game we've played? Flashes of brilliance. But then you recede back to where you're really at. And it's a process. I'm impatient about it, and I'm disappointed the way today, but it's going to be the way it works all the time when you get this young at quarterback. this inexperienced quarterback. This is what the process is going to be.
34-14, and you get the ball back in the third quarter. That really felt like an opportunity where if you score, you're in the game. Was that the deciding moment? Or
Yeah,
was
certainly. But that was a point that we needed to just continue our rise. And when we split the ball up in that series, we just handed it to him. But if I go back even further, in the early part of the ball game when we were down there and got sack fumble, we had a tackle miss a pickup, a backup tackle miss a pickup, and then a backup tackle that's been playing right tackle the entire season missed a pickup and got run by. And those two sacks were catastrophic in the end to the total effort of what we're trying to do, because you build yourself into a 24-0 hole, you were not probably playing good on offense. And then I come all the way back to the defense. How many first downs they have in the first half? Anybody know? In the first half? 16. You're down, when you're giving up 16 first down in the first half, you're probably down, and we were way down.
Looking forward, is this just a blip kind of on the radar? Is this a sign of kind of more the season? Is it a sign of more concerns to come?
Well, I don't know. We got a week to go. I'll talk about that when I need to talk about it.
X's performance, pretty good. 15 rushes, 152 yards on 15 rushes. Talk about his.
He's the best running back that's ever played at the school. He's got the numbers to prove it. He's played behind maybe the best center I've coached in a long time. One of the finest outstanding left guards. Had he been able to stay healthy all season long, Wesley Wingrove. And one of the outstanding versatile offensive linemen we've ever had, Terrence Carey. And they played their guts out. And when he's able to run the ball like that, we're okay. Problem is we're in an RPO offense, which means run pass option. When they give you an overloaded box, we throw it. We threw the ball today several times when the box was overloaded and got nothing from it. Michael was inaccurate. We didn't make catches on the outside against man coverage, and we fought too hard to run this offense. We're fighting the process, and again, that's what I want to talk about. Is if they're going to play man coverage and you can't beat man coverage, you can't run this offense.
you pulled Sanders in the end of the second half or first half, then you put Sanders, then you put him back in. What was the decision-making process?
My decision-making process?
Yes, sir.
I was distressed, distraught, disappointed. And before I decapitated him, all the D words, I wanted to give myself time to make sure we cleared him up because he made the wrong check protection. He made a protection check that caused him to get sacked that is contrary to what I thought we were doing. And so we got it squared away, and he went back on in the second half and played okay. Didn't play great. You got to score every time you play against this defense. I mean, Montana State's defense is Montana State's defense. They didn't suddenly become the freaking Baltimore Ravens with Ray Lewis today. We were inadequate on offense, and I'm going to say it again, from me to my coaching staff, we were inadequate. Me, Mike Kramer, inadequate. That's not good enough. We have got to be better on offense, especially when we know our defense is shorthanded and short-manned.
You touched on this a bit. Dakota Brukop, you mentioned a good game. What did you do well, and what did you try and stop him from?
Again, he's one of the finest football players on that football team. He plays well with the ball in his hand in terms of not being conventional. He's got great vision. He's really assured of himself that when he's moving, he's not getting ahead. He's moving at such a fast pace, he knows he's got time and space to be able to throw the ball accurately. And he does that better than any quarterback's played in this conference since Vernon Adams. So he's a darn good player and a dynamic player.
The fake punt at the end, were you fine with that fake punt?
I don't really care. I don't talk about what they do.